Hey there, Brady here with your daily tennis lesson. So we're looking at technique musts this week at DTL, and today specifically we're going to look at 3 musts on the two-handed backhand. The first thing I want to look at that is essential on the two-handed backhand is the idea that the racket head must get down with the left hand. This is so important because you look at a lot of two-handed backhands and the traditional miss is into the net. Can tend to look a little stiff, a little rigid. And the reason for that is when you watch a lot of players take the racket back, it's really more comfortable to have the tip of the racket facing the back fence than it is to have the racket head getting down. Just me changing that, this is a little more uncomfortable to me. The key here though is that in that drop position, what can we create? We can create height because we're swinging more up from that position. We are obviously going to be able to create more spin. When the racket enters the ball more from this level position, albeit a pretty comfortable position, we're not creating a lot of height and we're definitely not able to create a lot of spin from that position. So the first must in my book is getting really used to that left-handed or non-dominant hand having the break in the wrist so that the handle of the racket is sitting higher than the strings. That's a really key position. If they're sitting there in a level position as you go back and it never gets lower, the ceiling for your backhand is going to be a lot lower than somebody who gets that down. And as we know, creating habits can take time, but we can create good habits out of them. So if that's uncomfortable right now, go out and work on it. I'm pretty sure as you start to like the result of the two-handed backhand more, you're not going to worry that at some point in time this was a little bit of an uncomfortable feeling. Okay? Secondly, the idea of extension. And this is so key for the two-hander because we are in a two-handed backhand situation a little more restricted on reach than a player that's hitting a one-handed backhand. That's definitely a freer idea. The thing that happens with a lot of two-handers when they're not hitting it great is they get to contact and it's so easy for the left arm to bring the racket to the shoulder. And in doing that, we lose the idea of extension and really driving the ball out towards the other side of the court. Take a look at my one-handed backhand if I didn't have extension after contact. I'd get to the ball and I'd pull it up. How awkward does that look? One-handers are not going to do that. But a two-hander that really dominates with that left arm says, well, I got to get to my shoulder. And all of a sudden that right arm's doing exactly what a one-handed backhand would never do. So we want the idea that after contact, we continue out towards the target, almost to the point where the tip of the racket is facing the other side before we allow it to come back to the shoulder. And don't get me wrong, this is a position we want to get to. We just want to take kind of the longest route to get there rather than the shortest route. So really work on this idea after contact of extending through the ball before getting to the shoulder. All right, and then with that being said, it gets us to the third must on the two-handed backhand, which is that the non-dominant hand, for me as a righty, the left hand would do about 90% of the work on this shot. Let me break it down like this. If I wanted to hit a left-handed forehand, and I'm a right-handed player, I'd keep the racket still in that position where there was room for my right hand to go on. But notice, I think you're going to see as this ball comes in, I'm going to make this look pretty good for not being a left-handed player. All right? And because of that, all that reach, all that extension with this outside arm, without being that strong with this side, is only now supported even better by me having my dominant hand on the racket. But what we don't want to do is start fighting the ball with this dominant side, creating muscles, creating stiffness, and not letting this left arm or this non-dominant arm create this beautiful sweeping move through the tennis ball. So get the feeling that even though as a right-handed player, when you're hitting a two-handed backhand, your right hand or your dominant hand is on for control and help with the shot, but that the non-dominant hand is doing a lot of the work, up to 90% of the work with that shot. Okay, so those three are absolute musts to me. Getting that racket head to drop with that left hand, that non-dominant hand, get the racket head below the handle, work on creating great extension through the shot, and then use that side of your body, that left side of your body, that backhand side, is why we want to create a majority of the stroke with the non-dominant arm rather than the right arm, okay? Hope that was super helpful. That's all I got for you guys today. Please click like below this video, and if you have not subscribed to our channel yet, please do so, as well as check down below me in the description of this video. You'll find the link to 3 free courses that Mark and I have put together. I think you'll find those really helpful as well. All right, so until next time, be well, and we'll see you soon at Daily Tennis Lesson.